Stories have two main components: characters and events. There is no event without a character, and characters without events are meaningless. Films tell us the journey of one or more characters under specific circumstances. Characters are defined by how they react to events happening around, or how they behave under various situations, or what kinds of decisions they make when they are exposed to a conflict. Perhaps the best measure of how well a character is designed is by how well the audience relates to it. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the third episode of Decoding the Metaphor. And today we will be understanding character design through one of the most popular Bollywood movies of all times, Three Idiots. So let's get started. A character in any movie moves through 8 different stages, starting from a very mundane, normal, and nothing special life until a disruptive event triggers it to set on a journey to chase something. In this quest, a secret is revealed to the character which puts him in a state of conflict. The situation then forces the character to make a critical decision, and that decision will completely change the life of the character later. It has to bear the consequences of that decision, and the character is put through a climatic test which resolves the situation in a positive or perhaps even negative manner. Finally, the situation around is back to normal, however, the character itself has completely changed. In this entire process, if the audience feels that had they been in place of the character, they would have made similar choices, the film becomes relatable as a whole. Let's follow the journey of Raju Rastogi, played by Sharman Joshi, in Three Idiots on these lines. Stage 1: The Stasis. The stasis establishes the current scenario the character is in. We get to know the character in their peaceful state. Raju Rastogi is a simple, God fearing person. He lives a very straightforward life. He is smart but is clearly a victim of the education system as he focuses on clearing the exams and scoring marks. We get to know that Raju has secured admission into engineering college just like many others, and that he is subjected to ragging and he submissively gives into it just like many others. Stage 2: The Trigger. This is a disruptive event which deviates the character's mundane life. Raju's life is going to change after Rancho's entry as his roommate. Rancho is a disruptive character and is a complete misfit in the education system, completely opposite to that of Raju. Not just that, the entry of characters like Chatur and Virus further triggers the occurrence of exceptional events in Raju's life. Stage 3: The Quest. Raju's status quo is that of being slave of the system, and hence he aspires to become like Chatur. He ignores Rancho but is in a way influenced by him. Events like Rancho challenging Virus, or Rancho explaining what is a machine, or Rancho trying to repair Lobo's quadcopter,
अरे हम उसका प्रोजेक्ट करेंगे तो हमारा कौन करेगा?
or Rancho teaching the class in an innovative way have a direct impact on Raju. He is too nimble and easily influenced. Now he is in a constant tussle with himself about whether to follow Chatur and Virus and to settle for a college degree, or to get out of his comfort zone and to settle for nothing less than happiness and knowledge. The quest reaches its peak when Rancho goes out of his way to help hospitalize Raju's dad. Raju is slowly succumbing to the conflict in his mind, and with two drastically different paths to choose from, he enters a confused state. Stage 4: The Surprise. An unbelievable event further solidifies the conflict in the character's mind. Up until now, Raju firmly believed that Rancho's ideas won't help him clear the exam and get a job. But with Rancho topping the exam, Raju is put in further dilemma. He observes that even he can achieve success going by Rancho's way. Stage 5: The Critical Choice. This point is also called as the point of no return. The character, either voluntarily or by force, makes a decision which can never be undone. Everything goes in an unplanned direction from that point onwards, and the character has to bear the consequences. Raju can clearly see the obstacle in his path: Virus. Raju commits the biggest mistake of his life by visiting Virus's house at night, and thus he is forced to make a critical choice. He either has to accept his rustication or turn his friend in. This is the point where movies generally take different directions depending on whether the character fights back or shies away from the situation. Raju chooses the latter by jumping off the window. This is typically the lowest point in the life of the character. Stage 6: The Climax. This is the confluence of all the problems and conflicts that have occurred before, and is the ultimate test for the character to move towards its peak. Raju passes this test twice. Once by being brutally honest during the interview, and second time by rejecting to copy in the examination. He is not worried about not passing the exam anymore. He now has a sense of acceptance and is ready to bear the consequences. Stage 7, the reversal. This is a natural and earned change in the events based on the actions in the climax. Things begin to go our lead character's way. Raju graduates successfully and he has already secured a job. We have seen at the beginning of the movie that he is well off. If it is a movie with the tragic ending, the reversal could actually mean that things go further worse for the character. A classic example of this is the Hollywood movie Joker. Stage 8, the resolution. In the last video, we talked about resolution of the story as the third act of the film. However, that is not enough. The end of the movie should provide a resolution for each and all of the main characters as well. Raju, along with Farhan, find Rancho back 5 years later. They are in that position only because of the events that happened to them 5 years earlier. Raju is well off, which otherwise would have been a situation of not even graduating out of the college. And Farhan is a photographer, which otherwise would have been a frustrating 9 to 5 job for him. These 8 stages help develop what is called as the character arc. They justify the story as a whole from the perspective of the character and create highs and lows in the life of the character. These highs and lows are something that touch the heart of the audience and take them along in the journey of the character. So the next time you watch your favorite movie again, notice what is it about the character that you relate to. In what quest has the character set? What kind of critical choices does the character need to make? And how his or her life changes after all the events happening around. That will perhaps help you love the movie even more. I'll be back with analysis of more movies next time. Thanks a lot for watching.